Alright guys, as the name of the video says and the thumbnail shows, we're going to be talking about the second best finals run in the past decade. For some background, the Raptors traded away DeMar DeRozan, a bag of chips, and a first rounder for Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard. They also fired their head coach Dwayne Casey after a 59-23 season, ending them getting beat down by LeBron for the fourth straight year in a row. Then they hired Nick Nurse. This year they finished with the second seed in the East, going 58-24. And guys, you gotta remember, the Eastern Conference was really hungry this year due to LeBron finally giving up on Cleveland. I would too. I mean, look at the support he had. I'd be damned if I dropped 51 points and Gerald pulled some bullcrap like this.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
But back to the main topic of this video. Not gonna lie, game 1 was a little bit concerning for the Raptors due to them being at home losing 104-101. DJ Augustin came in clutch for the Magic late on this game though. But a win's a win, so you know what time it is. Play the song, man, play the song. And sadly, that was the last game they won out of the whole series. The Raptors really said, wait a minute, who are you? Then proceeded to kill him in game 2, game 3, game 4, and put the icing on the cake. Game 5 blew him out by 20. Damn. Kawhi led the Raptors with 27.8 points during this series, while Siakam led in rebounds with 8.4, and Kyle Lowry led in assists with 8.6. To be honest, I'd be more motivated to score if I saw this before every shot. Now let's move on to the next series. Oh snap, now we get to talk about my favorite series in this playoff. Alright guys, so the Raptors were up against a still playable Ben Simmons and an all-star in Joel Embiid. And let me not forget, also Jimmy Butler, who was fresh off of cooking his own team so he can get traded. Prior to the series, the 76ers gentlemen swept the well-known 2019 Brooklyn Nets. The series starts with the Raptors taking game 1, winning 108-95. Kawhi made a statement in this game, dropping 17 in the first quarter and 45 at the end of the night. Jermaine Cole got himself some action too, going 0 for 2 from the field, but we didn't know back then that would be his last time being in the NBA. Sent that boy back to China. Game 2 and 3 were a little bit different though for the 76ers, taking both of these. You would think the Raptors were cooked after the loss they took in game 3, losing 116-95. Boys was giving them that work. Joel dropped 33, Jimmy went off for a 22-point triple-double. Shout out Rachel, I guess. But sadly for the 76ers, Kawhi was trying to make a statement in game 4, dropping 39, tying the whole series. And in game 5, blowing them out 125-89, and Siakam thought he was doing something because he dropped 25 just spinning all game. Damn nigga, do you get dizzy? Oh, and game 6 was cool. The 76ers tied the series and forced to game 7. Now, game 7 was crazy. Just let you guys know, the score was low, and you already know how old heads feel about low scores. Probably watching the game and was like, no, this is real basketball. Shut up, we're done with the 90s. Honestly though, it is kind of valid. Them low scoring games be something else. Just look back at the Cavs versus Warriors in 2016. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, this shit was gas. So as y'all know, it's win or go home and both teams have a lot to prove. Joel to this day still has never seen the finals, and the Raptors this year were taking a risk of getting Kawhi knowing that he's leaving the next season. So they had to prove that giving up DeMar DeRozan was worth it in order to try to get a ring. Going into this one, Kawhi was already looking at the backpack after he chilled getting 29, 5, and 12 in game 6, but still losing. But he was on one in game 7. I'm telling you, these teams was hungry. It was a dogfight from the beginning of the game. Then the fourth quarter comes around and you realize, damn, this shit's still a dogfight. But the Raptors not letting the 76ers get a lead on them though. Then we gonna jump to like the last 10 seconds. Kawhi gets sent to the free throw line while the Raptors are up 89-88. He makes the first and then sells the second. But you don't even get time to think before Jimmy Butler takes that bitch coast to coast and ties the game. And Nick Nurse wasted no time calling a timeout. He was in that bit trying to think of something to say, and he was like, fuck it, we just gonna give it to Kawhi. Then you look at Drake's twin Fred VanVleet clapping like, yeah coach, that's a good one. They can't stop the android. And then they head out of timeout, and I'm not gonna lie, we gonna try to cook with this masterpiece right here. Not gonna lie, I did not cook, bro. It's okay. Look at this photo of Joel. This shot ended up going down as one of the best buzzer beaters of all time. And just like that, there was no more trust the process anymore. Now let's talk about stats. Kawhi Leonard teed up, leading the team in points and rebounds in this series. And just like in the last series, Kyle Lowry led the team in assists, and we all know why.
On to the next series.
This round, the Raptors faced the league's MVP, Giannis, however you say his last name, while he was trying to make a title run with the Lopez twins and Chris Middleton. The way players were stepping up in game 1, you would have thought it was going to go 7 games. Kawhi and Lowry were looking like the Walmart version of LeBron and Kyrie, but that wasn't enough due to Brook Lopez going stupid at the end of this one. Then the Bucks stole game 2, winning 125-103, making this look scary for the Raptors. At this point, the Raptors had enough, so in Game 3, Kawhi drops 36 with Siakam falling behind him with 25 and 11 rebounds. Oh, and by the way, this didn't just go to 1, but 2 overtimes, winning 118-112. In Game 4, they blew the Bucks out despite Giannis and Middleton's combined 55 points. And by this point, you can already see how the series is turning, and I'm here to tell you that you assume right. The Raptors went on to beat the Bucks and complete the spanking. The Raptors went back to the 6 to finish in Game 6. Y'all like what I did there? It's okay not to laugh. But back on track to what we were talking about. That loss ended up bringing Giannis back into the lab. Sadly, he didn't make the finals for another 2 years. But when he did though, he won, so I guess that's something. Now let's go over everyone's favorite part of these videos. Let's see them stats. So Kawhi Leonard led the team again in points and rebounds, and also Kyle Lowry repeated the same thing with the assists too. Let's move on to the next series. Now we have finally made it to the finals. The Warriors had a little bit of a road to get here, going to 6 with the Clippers in the first round. Then in the second round, facing the Rockets with Harden and CP3, which had a little bit of a scare due to Kevin Durant getting a calf injury in Game 5. And you would think the Rockets would take this game knowing that Kevin Durant's out, but you remember, they're going against James Harden and CP3. So the Warriors got them out of the way in 6 games. After that, they ended up facing Dame and the Trailblazers. And this is the year Dame hit that step back 3 to cause OKC to go back into a rebuild. So we were expecting the Trailblazers to do something special since Dame and CJ were both scoring over 25 a game, and the Trailblazers had made it to Western Conference Finals for the first time in forever. But they got murdered and the series ended in 4. That sweep caught me off guard. But going into Game 1, the Warriors were still pushing it with Curry, Clay, and everyone's favorite player, Draymond Green. And as y'all know, the Warriors were looking unbeatable right now due to them adding DeMarcus Cousins onto their team last offseason. So even with all the craziness the Raptors just went through, they were still underdogs going into this series. So in Game 1, Pascal comes out and drops 32 points. And let's run a little montage for the Beyblade. Okay, that's enough of that. But things were different in Game 2 with the Warriors pulling through with a late 3 by Iggy. Also in this game, Clay hurt his knee after a bad fall on a shot. We didn't know at this point what was soon to come for him, but that's for another game. The Raptors went on to take both Game 3 and Game 4 in Golden State. Game 5, KD gets to come back off the calf injury he got against the Rockets. This meant KD comes back and immediately gets to cooking. And for those who watch this, they know that he was destroying them, going 75% from the field and 100% from the 3. Him and Curry were doing everything they could to make sure they won this game, having them up 39-34 early in the second quarter. Then KD went down tearing his Achilles after returning in a Game 5. It's almost like it already happened one time in this playoffs. Not gonna lie, the Raptors fans some bums. Just listen to this clip. Actually, never mind, I don't want to get copyrighted. I'm surprised Draymond didn't crash out knowing his record. But the Warriors still ended up winning this game and forcing a Game 6. So in Game 6, the Warriors were at home trying to force the series to go 7, but Toronto was trying to bring that ring to the city. This game was kind of like the 76ers one for the Raptors, because they were leading most of the game, but the Warriors were not letting them get much separation. And Clay definitely was popping off in this one. Then next thing you know, boom, Clay tears his ACL. The Warriors cannot catch a break, bro. But the Game 6 Clay nickname stayed strong. Homeboy dropped 30 3/4. Oh, and he still came out and shot his free throws. And you would think the Warriors would be struggling since they lost KD in the last game and then Clay in this one. But y'all forget, the Warriors were so deep. Bro, Draymond had 18 boards and 12 assists. But even with all the Warriors tried to do, these dudes, Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry, basically crushed it for them with these last shots, right? Never mind, they just don't give up. So we get into the last seconds of the game. The Warriors get a controversial foul call that puts Kawhi at the line. Kawhi is at the line trying to make this a 4-point game. He makes the first one and then catches the second one to certify the win. And the Toronto Raptors have finally accomplished getting their first championship in franchise history. And that'll conclude this video. Please like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.